are broke. That's why they on here selling everything but the kitchen sink.
This is getting scary again. In a week-to-week battle to avoid homelessness, I am being laid off at the end of this
Recession
month.
indicator number 59. I ordered food last night. Opened the door, delivered by a white woman.
So as someone who is chronically online and still has a full-time job, these are my top 5 recession indicators that are in no particular order and are not related, but I think are clear examples that things are about to get really bad. 1, Nepo babies trying to be influencers. You have all the money, access, and network in the world, and yet you are flaunting your lifestyle online for the opportunity for clicks and giggles. It's pretty lame. It's pretty weird behavior. 2, Mark Lamont Hill being on Joe Budden's podcast. Because why? 3, Trump making Marco Rubio do like 5 different jobs with no increased pay. 4, and I think we've seen a lot of this, is pastors now locking the doors of the churches in order to force the congregation to give more offering. I don't think that's what Jesus would do. Last but certainly not least, and be sure to share your examples in the comments, is Morgan Bailey. Now showing her daughter back on social media despite her saying that she wasn't going to show her anymore. And that goes for all family and mommy bloggers, really. Like, let your kids be kids without their entire life being documented for other people to watch.
These are my true recession indicators. Number 1 is doctors, lawyers, and finance professionals becoming lifestyle content creators. Can you imagine, like 5 years ago, neurosurgeons and investment bankers posting daily vlogs on TikTok to make some extra cash? Like, that would never have happened. Professionals were professionals. They made the big money. They spent their free time spending that money. And now it's just not enough. Number 2 is Beyonce tickets still being on sale. They're not sold out. And you remember how hard it was to get tickets for the I Am World Tour or the Mrs. Carter World Tour. You had to be on the website the second they were released. And even then you were lucky if you got tickets. The Cowboy Carter Tour is literally next month and tickets are still available. I get it, the music doesn't hit quite like it did before, but still, it's Beyonce. Number 3 is the rise of skinny talk. To me, this is recession core. People don't have money to buy good food. People don't have money to go out and fine dine. People don't have money for personal trainers. People don't have money for expensive gym classes. So instead, we see the rise of eating nothing and walking. Like, both are free. It makes sense. How miserable. Next is the rise in child-free champions. Like, people do not want kids anymore. Say what you want, but having money makes having kids 1,000 times easier. Like, being poor with kids must be hell. Child-free by choice equals recession indicator. Next, the one that makes me really sad is the bar for aspirational content is so low. I used to love watching creators just for the aspirational motivation and inspo. I absolutely want to see your designer hauls. I do absolutely want to see your crazy mansion. I absolutely wanted to see your crazy cars. And yes, I wanted to see you in the Maldives. These days, aspirational vlogs are waking up, going to Pilates, getting a matcha and going to M&S. Like, how boring. I want to see luxury and I want to see excess, but recession indicator. And lastly, DIY beauty. The girlies are doing their nails at home, hair at home, laser at home. They are even micro needling at home. If that's not a recession indicator, I don't know what is.
12 months, 900 plus applications, 75 plus first round interviews, 20 plus multi-stage processes, 0 offers so far. It's been a humbling and eye-opening journey navigating the job market over the past year. Since stepping away from my last role, I poured my heart into every opportunity, each interview, and every follow-up conversation. In the midst of all of it, life gave us a beautiful new chapter. We welcomed twins in November. Becoming a parent has reshaped my priorities and fueled my determination even more to find the right fit, not just for me, but for my growing family. Very urgent, almost out of time. 3 days to avoid homelessness. Please repost. Comment for reach. This is getting scary again in a week-to-week battle to avoid homelessness with only 3 days left to reach goal. My birthday, unfortunately, is in 2 days, and I'm not planning on celebrating that at all for obvious reasons. Currently still short the $424 needed to extend the Airbnb I'm staying in. I need to reach that goal by May 27th to survive. I am pretty much at my wits' end and unsure of what to do. Still on the hunt for full-time work in Cincinnati or remotely and trying to maintain until that comes along. I have small freelance gigs at the moment that help me with a week or two of survival, but for these next few weeks, I will desperately need survival help. Any repost or comments for reach could help me reach the goal and the people who could potentially help. 43 people helping with $10 could clear this goal. Please consider running out of time. Their details are shown below if you are able to help. Hi everyone, unfortunately I am being laid off at the end of this month. I am seeking a new role and would appreciate your support. Looking for roles within the Christian nonprofit ministry work, but open to nonprofits or for-profits as well. I have been in recruiting for the past 10 years and would love to stay in recruiting, but open to possibility. Breaking news, Builder.ai has declared bankruptcy, leading to an unexpected halt in all operations. Drawing upon my 10 years of expertise in SaaS technology, I am reaching out to my network to help me with my next chapter, seeking opportunities. I've called the U.S. home since 2019, but now I have 60 days to find my next product role or return to India. In December 2024, after 3 years at Amazon, Audible, I moved from New York City to San Francisco. I got closer to AI, met amazing builders, and felt the future. Now I'm searching for a role that lets me keep learning and building here. So I've shared the trending recession indicators videos, some of them that have been viral on TikTok. For me, the recession indicators have been the fact that I've been seeing mainly posts that I just read off on LinkedIn, whereas normally you would see posts sharing people just joining a new company. You would find a lot of posts from hiring managers and recruiters sharing opportunities and seeking out talent, as well as some posts where people are looking for new challenges. It was typically not in the majority where you just see this mass influx of people sharing posts where they're looking for jobs or they're being consistently laid off. Now what I'm seeing is even more telling, where you're seeing comments where not only are people sharing that, hey, I am looking for a new job, but that they are in dire straits, where they are facing evictions, they need help because they have a family to take care of, and they're just sharing donations and GoFundMes and Cash Apps and Venmo links. And that is not common for LinkedIn. I've been a recruiter for about 10 years plus now, and I've been on LinkedIn since the very beginning, and it's never really been to this point where I would go to LinkedIn and the majority of what I'm seeing are not people sharing jobs, but people asking for help and donations and asking for jobs and any help that they can get. It's really all you see on the timeline now, which is making it seem like, okay, LinkedIn is really not a great place to search or seek out help when you're looking for a job. The other thing that's coming up that I've talked about many times are the number of scams. Now, typically and traditionally, Indeed.com has been a place where more job scammers have gone. But lately, LinkedIn has been a prime location for scammers to go, and people trying to get folks into the sister to scams, which is MLMs. But they have been rampant on LinkedIn, which is just not the norm, but it's due to the fact that the majority of folks have swapped. It's been this switch of, hey, recruiters seeking out talent, to now really it's just people looking for jobs where there aren't enough. And a mix of people that may be working, but they're just simply underemployed. They're in contract roles. They're jumping from contract to contract. They're landing full-time jobs, but then getting laid off the next year. And it's not due to performance. It's just due to the fact that many startups are going bankrupt, many people are losing funds, and a lot of companies are dialing it back. And so when they dial it back, they are cutting roles. And it's not just recruiters, it's not just HR professionals, it's not just people in marketing. These are typically the areas where people say, oh, it's not a real job, anyone can do it. But you're also seeing tech professionals losing their jobs as well en masse. This is not the norm. I recruit in tech and engineering, and I've never seen it like this. Typically, recruiters are seeking out tech professionals. Now the tech professionals are seeking out us to get jobs. And the added thing due to the political climate is that folks are just looking to stay in the United States. Maybe they do have a niche skill, but they don't have work sponsorship in this country, and they need a company to sponsor them. And companies are just not doing that anymore. It is costly, and it's very difficult to state your case of providing a sponsorship to someone when there are people here in the United States that are U.S. citizens or they carry a green card and they can't find work. So you have to make that case whenever you are sponsoring someone that does not have that work authorization. Anywho, let me know what you think. Are you seeing the same? For me, this is my recession indicator. It has been for quite a while, but it's gotten even worse here in 2025. I will say it did not start in 2025. This has started maybe around 2023 towards the end, and then the beginning of 2024. But let me know what your thoughts are on this. Are you seeing the same post? Have you been trying to help people? Are you finding that the market is changing for the better? Or do you see more of the doom and gloom posts out there on LinkedIn and other places as well? I'm also going to showcase a creator talking about this as well, but are you seeing the amount of increasing online entrepreneurs where they're trying to sell us everything that's basically crap that we don't need more and more and more in places like TikTok? With that, I'm going to close out here. I will talk to you later.
Everybody keep ignoring the elephant in the room. The recession indicator is everybody on here trying to sell me some bullshit. That's the recession indicator. Why is everybody all of a sudden an entrepreneur? That's the recession indicator. But everybody's ignoring that? I have never not wanted stuff more in my life, but it's everywhere. That's the recession indicator. Y'all are going to look back and say, what was the recession indicator of 2025? A bunch of literal nobodies on the internet throwing products at me that I have to pay extra money for with shipping that I could get faster from another website, but they want me to get it from here. And then if I click on the ad, I get nothing but more of that product, even if I already bought it. Niggas are broke. That's why they on here selling everything but the kitchen sink. We import everything. The stuff that we find valuable really isn't. Everybody's trying to sell you junk. Fat ass is just ruining the whole goddamn country, and people are so involved in that damn cult that they refuse to admit it. You gotta ask people about past recession indicators. It's because you're already in one.
You lot want to be talking about recession indicator this, recession indicator that. Do you want to know what a real recession indicator is? You want to know how I know we are in dark times right now? Girls, I saw Michael Buble. I saw Michael Buble opening his mouth and singing in May. That man doesn't come out till November. His months are November through January. That's when he comes out. That's when he defrosts. That's when he gives us a tune or two. A jingle bells, a jingle bells. He came out in May. I said, May? Michael, is everything okay? True recession indicator.
You still ain't ran and put it in your cart? Girl, these bras right here, 15% off, 2 or more. And they're only $7.99. Jump up and down, and it's still in the bra. Hold on. Bend over, they still in the bra. $7.99, 15% off more. I don't know why you were still sitting here. Rose we got. We ain't got no rose here. Look, they got 3 colors to choose from. I already got 2 more on the way. They got sizes A to F. So whether you got cutie patootie or bona fide bongos, this one right here's got you covered. Easy return and exchange too. But you better click on that link. I'm not going to tell you need these, but only $14.99. Y'all better run like your life depending on it. These are
pink sandals
so
lipes.
Comfortable. Get out of town. $14.99 in free shipping. These are just like complete cushion traction on the bottom.
Well, I didn't really want to be here, so I was made to be here. So obviously I'm just like wanting to get this over with and get on with my life. This is a big inconvenience for me.